Thanks for downloading this podcast from Radio Kerry. For more, go to radiokerry.ie/podcasts or search iTunes using the keyword Radio Kerry.
One word that stayed with me from what I had inside it came from the bishop. The word enterprise. As Doyle Fain, sometime around 50 years ago, somebody got an idea. Smuina. And they thought it was a smuina of ma. And then they decided there's no point in having it unless you do something about it. And that was the birth of Mary of the Angels. And that's what enterprise is. Following up ideas, attracting others to come and help when they see the goodness of it. We were told today that in every town in Kerry now there's an office, there's a place where people can call, well, they'll receive help because Martian Day. It's a great story. Mullim Gakaina a vi Portugal. I was sitting near Sister Mary Rose. And very early in the day, before anything started, she said, "Would you mind my bag and this when I'm away?" So I had the honour today of minding her bag. It was great to see her here. Tommy Lekele e Kelura, a wonderful story. Congratulations to all the people that were involved. Oh, who's good ever.
Micheál Hertig was referring to Sister Mary Rose Doyle, whose parents donated the land in Beaufort to the Franciscan Sisters of Divine Motherhood in the 1960s.
It's a very great honour today. It's something that I never expected. I was thinking some time back, I'll never be alive when there's 50 years of this. But thank God I am still here, and it's a privilege. And to see all these people who have been helped and have helped others, it is absolutely beautiful.
And obviously you must be thinking of your parents who gifted this land to St Mary of the Angels to help people with special needs throughout the county. What are your thoughts today about them, and what do you think they would be thinking if they were here?
Well, I think they had great faith, both of them, and they allowed me to follow my vocation, and in following that they allowed, then together as a family, this decision was to give this place to me, and I becoming a sister. I think they would say, thank God for all the children that we wish we had, maybe.
Can you describe what is so special about St Mary of the Angels?
The people who are being helped here and have helped others in helping them are very, very special. And they're people who maybe, when I was a child, I saw they were neglected. You didn't see them. It's just beautiful to go around now and you see people with many disabilities walk around town, do their shopping. It's beautiful. And I would say, in some ways, our sisters that came here first opened up those doors. They brought them out and allowed them to be themselves.
And do you think St Mary of the Angels, what do you think? Do you think it will be here 50 years from now?
Who knows? God alone. It has a root and it's a little spread out. It's, as Brother said, there's going to be changes. And changes are inevitable. We religious cannot run something like this. But again, we've handed over to our lay people and they will continue this. And I think it will be continued always in a different way.
Where are you based now, do you mind me asking, Sister Mary Rose?
I'm based in Surrey now. I'm back. I've been in Africa for 33 years, but I'm now back in Surrey.
I couldn't help but notice so many people coming up to you and hugging and embracing you, people related to you or who knew you, and it's just, it really, today is also homecoming for you, is it?
It is, yes. Yes, very much a homecoming. I've met people, friends and family members who say, I'm your cousin, and I kind of tend to think, because I'm not good at this, remembering. You know, I left here in 61, and, I have only been back for short periods since then. So times have changed, and people have grown, and I have grown.
And finally, do you think the beauty of Beaufort, of where we are here, do you think that's fed into the ethos of the community over the past 50 years?
I think, yes. The beauty for people who have a handicap is beautiful. You know, the paintings they have done. They can see beauty where we can't see beauty. And thank God that they have this place and have those beautiful mountains behind us, which I used to love as a child.
My name is Eilish Perryman. I'm from Doyle. I'm here with my son Patrick. My husband is around somewhere. Pat is around somewhere. Patrick came to St. Mary of the Angels actually 36 years ago to the speech therapist, Ross Brown, when there was no speech therapy available at that time. And we are so grateful for the services that they gave. That was 36 years ago. Came every day, every week for 10 years. And today he's wonderful. He's able to speak and tell us what he wants. Patrick came to live here 6 years ago. He was living in the community in Tralee, and he wasn't at all happy there. And now he's living in St. Clair's. He calls it his second home.
St. Clair's is here, is it?
St. Clair's is, one of the houses here. And he calls it his second home, and he's absolutely delighted. He loves to come home on alternate weekends, but he loves going back. It's just, it's a wonderful place. He has the freedom to walk around here, and he's safe. Yes, we're very happy that he is so happy here, which is most important.
Patrick, why is it so nice to live here?
My friends think of living with me.
Oh, your friends live with you. And that means a lot.
Dennis, Gavin, Mary, Patricia, Ali, Hannah, and Bonnie, Mother, and myself, and think that's it.
So it's great fun to live here.
It is.
And then you can go home to Listowel then every so often.
Second weekend. That's it. Thanks very much.
Eilish, if you don't mind me asking, I suppose a number of years ago, or not that long ago actually, it just came up the whole issue about the preferred model now of providing accommodation or residency for people with special needs or intellectual challenges is decongregated settings, i.e. that places like St. Mary of the Angels here, that the preferred option is that people would live in the community. And what we've heard over the years on Radio Kerry is that's fine for some people, but it's not fine for everybody. It's as someone has said, one size does not fit all.
Yeah, Tressa, as I said, Patrick was living in Tralee in houses. He didn't know his neighbours on his right or his left. We were here last Saturday, and the camaraderie he has with the staff is something else. I mean, they all know him. They talk about, I think it's like putting people in jail who don't want to go out into the community. That's my feeling for it. And having experienced it myself and living with him through that experience was difficult. Challenging behaviour came up. It's fantastic. You have people making these policies. They're people who have high intellectual ability, but one sock doesn't fit everybody. So I think they should, and please God, they will leave this place opened. The staff are second to none. They are brilliant. He goes out on 3 days a week down to Killorglin to a day service, and he's taken to, the discos, all the discos in Tralee. He's taken to the barbecues. He's taken to shows, movies if he'd go, but he won't go to movies. So he has a lovely life here. We tell him he's a better lifestyle than we have. I just pray that this place will be left here for all the children, and that more children or adults can come in here as needed, because at the moment there's a shortage of places for people who need this kind of care. So I'm hoping that it will be extended for those.
Claire O'Dwyer is General Manager of St. Mary of the Angels.
We're very, very privileged and honoured to be marking the 50th Jubilee of St. Mary of the Angels. And indeed, yes, it is a very, very special occasion for each and every person that we support. I suppose it's very much a recognition of all of the work, I suppose, of our predecessors that, have come before us, and that we've, I suppose, built on this legacy of the sisters. And indeed, it is very much today is very much a tribute and a recognition about how the services have evolved over the years. Today, St. John of God Kerry services and St. Mary's of the Angels being part of that service, supports in excess of 300 people right across County Kerry. We have services in residential, day services and respite services. And today is very much a recognition of that, and very much coming together of the services throughout County Kerry. And indeed, it wouldn't be possible without about the support that we've received from the community of Kerry over the years. Back in 1966, when the sisters first had the piece of land here, it was very much the community of Kerry that rallied around and supported them and fundraised to actually bring about the service that we currently stand in here today.
50 years from now, I know it's a long way away in the future, but with all the talk in recent years about decongregated settings and the preferred model for people with special needs and intellectual disabilities is to move away from traditional settings like has been here in St Mary of the Angels into more community settings. Will there still be a need for a place like St Mary of the Angels in the years to come?
Well, I think it's fair to say that the sisters themselves, when they started the services here, very quickly they realised that there was a requirement to have other services right across the county, and they would have opened the services out in Listowel, they would have opened services in Carsavine, and we're very much carry on that tradition. But I mean, it's very clear, and it's an old adage, but it's true, one size doesn't fit all. And as you look around you today and you see the beautiful mountains, the scenery, and the land and the expansive services that we have right here in St Mary's, I think we can be rest assured that services such as St Mary's and indeed right across County Kerry will continue into the future.
Thanks for listening to this podcast from Radio Kerry. For more, go to radiokerry.ie/podcasts or search iTunes using the keyword Radio Kerry.